funny speakers get paid more, they get rehired more, and they get remembered more. So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to add some humor so that you can get paid more. So that you can improve your speaking skills because funny equals money. What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Muneer, and this is another quick episode of Charming Confident Communication. And today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite comedians and one of the biggest comedians of our time right now, who is Kevin Hart. So I don't know if you so you've probably seen a number of his movies. He's all over the place. But also, more importantly, what inspired me to do this talk is I was watching his documentary just yesterday, day before. And like watching his documentary, it really reminded me of a number of things and really inspired me in a couple of ways. And let me just show you real quick. So the documentary is Don't F This Up, right? So, and I was watching it, and there's so many cool insights that I think people can really learn from with regards to what it takes to really become funnier when you're talking. Like, how do you improve your humor? When you are funnier, you are able to, like I say, connect with people better. You are able to, if you're a speaker, for example, you'll get rehired more, you'll get remembered more. But even if it's just in normal conversation, like adding humor to your conversation really increases your charm level, your adaptability, your remembrance, etc. So, and people think of you as a more charming, confident person if you're able to make them laugh. So, how do we do that? How does Kevin Hart do that? More importantly, and so the first thing that you need to be aware of is he is an amazing storyteller. Like, stories have a lot of humor. When you tell stories, like, he doesn't tell jokes. And this is key. When you, like, a lot of people try and be funny by telling jokes, but really a lot of humor is it comes through stories. And when you tell stories, you can become a lot more funny. You can you're not being funny, you're uncovering humor that already exists. All right? So the first point I want to make, and something that Kevin's really good at, is telling stories. So what stories can you tell? And half the time you already have stories that have a little bit of humor. And, try and think of times where you were speaking to a good friend of yours and you're like, oh my God, the funniest thing happened to me. And you tell them a story, and did they laugh? If you are doing that already, you already have the seeds of humor there. And it's just about unraveling it a little bit more to uncover more of the humor that already exists. Things happen to us all the time that are funny. And sometimes the painful things are where the humor lies. Which brings me to my next point, and that is Kevin is very honest and open about the fact that, number one, he is not perfect, right? So he tells people about all the things that are going on and all the painful things in his life. And number one, he shows you that he's not perfect, that he makes a lot of mistakes. And it's through our mistakes and how we react to them that humor is uncovered. If you are trying to be very prim, proper, and perfect, then you aren't allowing any chances for humor to emerge. But if you start talking about that time that, I don't know, something really embarrassing, I went on stage and I needed the toilet, I don't know, whatever. Just thinking of something that was super embarrassing. that can uncover humor, or something that is extremely frustrating and painful. Like there's a lot of humor in pain that already exists. Like when I started doing a couple of sets where I was doing some stand-up, etc., I used to talk about the red tape that I'd have to go through, because the red tape for me was the most frustrating thing that I could ever go through, right? If you've seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy, where it's like 3 movies of a guy going just walking and walking and walking and walking. Well, the red tape that I had to go through when I wanted to get married makes the Lord of the Rings trilogy look like a walk from here to the toilet. Like the amount of traveling that I had to do, going from office to office, and etc., etc. So when I talk about that, I have a lot of inbuilt pain, frustration, anger that people can relate to, and therein uncovers the humor. So what in your life have you got either that's frustrating or embarrassing, or something that was a little bit painful, or a mistake that you did, or something like that? If you can take those parts of pain, there's a lot of humor that exists in that, and when you tell a story around it, it can be very, very, very powerful. So that's number 2. Kevin Hart is very open about the challenges that he goes through in his life. He's very open about the frustrations that he has, the mistakes that he's made. He does not pretend to be perfect. And when you don't pretend to be perfect, you can uncover a whole bunch of humor. So that was number 2. Number 3, and this is also one of the reasons that you'll see me going live every day. So this is something that I learned. I'm trying to remember the late night show. There was the comedian Jay Leno, and Jay Leno used to do this a lot. A lot of the biggest comedians, they aren't natural. Like you think they come on stage and you think they're just telling their jokes right for the first time. No, there's a big process that goes into it. They go and they perform their jokes, and they test out material, and they test and they test and they tweak and they test and they tweak and they test and they tweak. So like on this on the screen right now, you can see that Kevin Hart is going to be at performing to test out new material. This is he goes and he tests out a bunch of material in a number of small clubs before he goes into a big arena and does things on a big scale. So you want to be and this is before I used to do stand-up comedy. I'd go into Toastmasters and test out a little bit of material there, and then test it out in another, and then tweak, and then test it out in somewhere else, and test it with different audiences, and I'll see where people laugh, where people don't laugh, etc., and tweak and tweak and tweak. One of the reasons that you guys are seeing me going live, like right now, you're seeing me going live a lot more frequently. And that's that. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm doing just that. I'm testing out material. Like a lot of these things are going to become courses that I will sell. And once I know what works, what doesn't work, what I can explain well, what I can't, like that allows you to tweak and to improve. So Kevin Hart and a whole number of comedians, they go and test and tweak and test and tweak until they get it right. One of the reasons you see me doing this is me testing and tweaking my message in terms of getting how I say it right. And then when it's extremely polished, that's when it goes to the masses. That's where you charge a lot of money for it, etc. So by the way, that's why I also encourage you to subscribe to my channel, because you get to see some of the cool stuff for free while it's in its early stages. So that's my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please, no. There we go. Please do subscribe. Yeah, so that's it basically for today. I wanted to keep it a very quick video, and like I said, these are the 3 things that Kevin Hart is amazingly good at. Number 1, he's telling stories. So start to see how, instead of telling things to people or trying to be funny, just find stories that you already have that are funny and tell those stories. And then find things that find stories where there's a bit of pain over there, there's a bit of frustration, because chances are if you find something a little bit frustrating, someone also will find it frustrating. And when you talk about that, you transfer that frustration in a way that transmits into laughter, and then tweak it. Test it, tweak it, test it, tweak it. And when you do that, you will take your humor to the next level. So these are my three secrets from Kevin Hart on how to increase your humor to a whole new level. So first of all, Rick, thank you. I will fix the bloops. Yeah, I do need to fix those sound effects, but thanks for coming on, Rick. Emil, hi. Peter, Mohammed, Konain, Emil, Shirazi, Safia. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate and love you guys for tuning in. Other than that, that's it from me for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will catch you on a video very, very soon. One love, peace out, and I will see you soon.